summer of 2024, freelance investigator Reed Callahan stumbled upon a sealed archive box in the back room of a shuttered Wisconsin newspaper office. He wasn't looking for folklore. His work was usually grounded in fact. Missing persons, cold cases, institutional cover-ups. But what he found in that cardboard coffin was something different. It was filled with yellowed police reports, hand-scribbled witness statements, and a handful of grainy black and white photocopies. Many of them mentioned one place, Bray Road. Most would recognize the name from cryptid lore, dismissed as drunken campfire talk or National Enquirer nonsense. But Reed saw something else, a pattern. The account spanned decades. The injuries were consistent. The fear in the words, even in dry police prose, bled through the ink. These weren't stories passed down. They were testimonies, raw and desperate. One entry stood out, a statement from 1991, signed only LD, age 17, describing a creature seen crouching over roadkill. It stood, locked eyes with her, then gave chase. The car she drove was found later with claw marks etched into its paint. Dismissed, ignored. Reed packed the box in his car and drove to Elkhorn, Wisconsin. He told no one. Whatever had happened on Bray Road, it wasn't over. Not by a long shot. Chapter 1. 1991. The first tracks in the snow. The snow had arrived early in southern Wisconsin that year, thick, silent, and strange. On Halloween night, the fields were covered in an icy sheet that seemed to muffle the world. Two teenagers driving home from a party took the long road out past the cornfields, down the stretch locals called Bray Road. They were laughing, the radio low, when the headlights lit up a shape hunched at the roadside. It looked like a large dog crouched over something. But as the car drew closer, it moved. The creature rose. It stood, tall, impossibly tall, and turned its head slowly. What the teens saw froze them in place. A figure covered in coarse, dark fur, with the frame of a man, but the muzzle of a wolf. Its eyes reflected the headlights with a glassy amber glow. They hit the gas. The tires spun on the slick road. Behind them, the creature lunged forward. In the rearview mirror, they saw it running, on two legs, pursuing the car at impossible speed. They made it to town without stopping, hysterical. A sheriff took their statement, but noted the scent of beer and dismissed it as a prank or delusion. Still, he filed a report. The next morning, someone returned to the spot. Deep tracks were found in the snow, too long and spaced too far to belong to any known animal. Claw marks were etched into the side panel of the teen's car. Elkhorn was small, and word spread fast, but official silence fell even faster. Chapter 2, 1992. Something out there. The following winter, strange things began to happen. Emery Walker, a third-generation farmer, found 3 of his sheep mutilated overnight. Their bodies were torn open, bones snapped, organs removed with eerie precision. No blood trailed away from the scene. No prints were found. A week later, a group of children waiting for the school bus reported hearing growling in the woods. One of them, a boy no older than 10, claimed he saw a big dog standing up like a man, watching them from the trees. Teachers chalked it up to imagination. Then came the Middleton case. Kara Middleton, a 28-year-old dog walker and nature photographer, vanished on an early morning walk near the tree line off Bray Road. Her scarf was later discovered, tangled in barbed wire. Her camera was found in a drainage ditch, its memory card missing. Her dog returned to her home 3 days later, limping, its belly scraped and matted with blood that wasn't its own. Search parties swept the area for 2 weeks. Helicopters, dogs, volunteers. Nothing. No body. No signs of struggle. No answers. Around this time, several drivers began reporting near misses with something tall crossing the road at night. Scratch marks appeared on car doors and hoods. Livestock deaths mounted, but no arrests were made. No predator was identified. Some said it was a bear. Others whispered older names: werewolf, wendigo. The town officially said nothing. Chapter 3, 2024. The old reports resurface. Reed checked into a roadside motel near Elkhorn and set up shop in the modest room above a diner. He had maps spread across the bed, sticky notes littering the walls, and a corkboard slowly filling with strings, photos and pins. The Bray Road file box sat open, its contents methodically organized and cross-referenced. When he began asking questions, the locals reacted with a curious mix of defensiveness and fear. Some brushed him off, others lowered their voices and told him to leave it alone. No one would speak on record, but the documents spoke for themselves. One report from 1999 described a truck door bent outward, as if something had gripped it with a strength beyond human. The driver was found wandering the road barefoot, muttering about red eyes and teeth. Another case included an officer's report of something tall walking upright, covered in fur, dragging roadkill into the ditch. The officer was later transferred. That night, Reed walked Bray Road with a high-powered flashlight and a body cam. The cornfields flanked him, the stalks tall and brittle in the breeze. Silence surrounded him, but near mile marker 12, he found it, a fresh track in the mud, not booted, not pawed, splayed and clawed, as if some hybrid thing had passed through. He returned to the motel, shaken. Reviewing the footage, he found something else. Around minute 17, his audio recorder picked up a low, deliberate growl. Faint, but deep. Then, footsteps, circling. He hadn't heard them in real time. Chapter 4. Repeating patterns. Reed met with a delivery driver who'd made his route along Bray Road every morning for years. 3 weeks prior, around 5:30 a.m., he'd seen something in the ditch. At first, he thought it was a deer. Then it stood up. Too tall, he said. Too fast. Too wrong. When he drove past again that afternoon, he stopped to check. His own tire marks were there, and another set alongside, elongated, like canine paws, but stretched and misshapen. They led into the corn. He hadn't gone further. Reed found the same tracks near an abandoned barn. Inside, the walls were clawed. Old blood stained the hay. Something had been using it for shelter. Nearby, a destroyed trail camera lay in pieces. The SD card had melted. That night, Reed recorded a series of howls from the woods. Not coyote, not wolf, something deeper, angrier. He plotted the locations of attacks and found a chilling truth. They formed a pattern. Concentric circles, like territorial rings. The last time that pattern had appeared was 1991. Chapter 5. The Road Never Forgot. On his final night in Elkhorn, Reed decided to recreate the 1991 sighting. He drove slowly along Bray Road just after midnight, headlights off, windows down. The air was still, the moon shrouded in clouds. He reached the same curve described in the original report. For a moment, nothing. Then, movement. Something dark stepped into the road. It wasn't walking. It was waiting. Reed reached for his camera. The engine sputtered, then stalled. His dashcam flickered and died. In the darkness, breathing, heavy, measured. Something scraped along the side of the car. Nails or claws. Reed stayed frozen, whispering into his recorder. "It's real. It's here. I see." The audio cuts there. His car was found in a ditch the next morning. Windshield cracked. Deep gouges in the hood. The doors were unlocked. His notebook was on the seat, pages torn, with one phrase written over and over. "It still walks the road." Reed Callahan's disappearance made brief headlines, but nothing came of the investigation. The official cause was listed as exposure and possible head trauma. No foul play was suspected. The footage was corrupted. The dashcam melted internally, with no fire damage to the vehicle. The box of files was never recovered. Some in Elkhorn say he was just another outsider looking for stories. Others say he got too close. And at night, on quiet winter evenings, truckers swear they see something move just beyond the headlights, keeping pace, always watching. Bray Road hasn't changed. Only the silence around it has grown deeper. If you think this story is over, think again. Darkness doesn't end, it waits, and the next one might be closer than you think. Subscribe before it finds you first.